Anyway, Acoustasonic Jazzmaster Power Pins. This is kind of how they come when you order them, which is a lot different than what I anticipated from the way that they look whenever you're ordering them off of Amazon, but it's cool. I went with the black version. I thought the black would kind of go well with the already black, notes throughout the guitar. But they also come in like a gold and a chrome. Anyway, so the first things first, let's get these, grab your mold tool or whatever, and let's get these strings taken off. I'll loosen them first. Now we are going to have to take them all off, which we wouldn't normally do. That's where the battery is. You can see all the little pins down here. We can see our arpeggio pickup. You can see how they've wired all that in. I like that this is at least accessible. Nice. Okay, now that I went ahead and got all of our old bridge pins out, which, I mean, they're okay. They're aluminum black, it seems like. Anyway, so then we open our little package, dump them out. It came as these little parts here, so obviously we'll use that to everything's in. This will probably go on the back, and then each one of these little pieces, it's really hard to see, but there is a small word or letter right there. This is T, so this is going to be a treble string. So I need to make sure to sort those out. So I'm going to go ahead and sort those all out, and then we're going to go ahead and start the process of installing our bridge plates. Okay, so at this point, it wants you to take your little bracket that it has and put one lock washer, one regular washer, and this. Place it down on here, drop it into the low E hole, and then flip the guitar over and make sure that the threads of this screw aren't sticking out from the other side. If it does, you'll need to add washers. But on the Acoustasonic Jazzmaster, it doesn't, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Now I'm making the executive decision that, if you can see right here, we have this solder joint, right? Now there's a couple of different options I've decided that we could handle that. We could desolder it, put it down, tighten everything on, resolder it back on there when we're done. Or I can remove a portion of material from this so that this lines up and that there's just nothing pressing down on the original factory weld. So what I did was I went ahead and I snipped off this little tiny piece. So you can see here, went ahead and cut that so that whenever this fits in here, now it lines up and doesn't need anything. So I think that's what we're going to go with. So let's put our screw. Remember, we have one regular screw with the locking washer and then the regular washer. We're going to put that through the E hole. So that one right there. And then while holding that in there, you'll notice I also took off the battery. It requires this little plug here to come out. Anyway, we're going to try to hold that and flip the guitar over. Part of my slowness here, but as we can see right there, that's our screw, and it doesn't come above the hole, which is what it said it needed. Because this is important. The tip of the screw must be below the surface of the bridge. If it protrudes into the slot, it will interfere with the string. So the tip of the screw must be below the surface. It is. Position a B power pin from the slot and hand tighten the screw and pre-assembled plate from the inside, leaving the assembly fairly loose so that all the power pins can be easily aligned in the corresponding holes. Okay, so since the way this is inevitably going to go is going to be like this, so we're going to take this guy, drop her in here, finger tighten from below. Our first one will look like that. Flip that over, see what that looks like on the other side. Cool. Now it says to do high E string, which is going to be one of the ones. It says follow the same procedure. Install the screw, washer, and lock washer from below, and power pin from above in the E slot. Leave it fairly loose. So this time, R1 is going to be one of the T for treble. It's one of our smaller strings. We're going to take this little thing loose. Make sure we don't drop anything in our electronics, right? Does that make anybody else nervous besides me? Take two of these guys off because we don't need them. Put this thing through the slot, and this is the one we were curious about, right? Because it's the one where we had that solder. So go from there. I'm going to slide it from the other side. So now I can just finger tighten this. Nice. Now we're just going to repeat that for the rest of them. So we're just going to do all the rest. Alright, at this point, this is kind of how it should look. They're all screwed in, all tight. Everything had plenty of room, plenty of surface area to cover. And then on the other side, it should look about like that. Okay, got a new set of elixirs we're going to put on there. Give these guys a go. Haven't tried them before. Okay, so now to add these, we're going to take our high E string first. The ball end needs to be sideways like this, so it's going to fit this way. I like to slide the cable in first, just slide it up like that, and bam, there's our high E string. Let's get it tightened. Alright, pardon for the shaky hand, but now we are finished. We have all of our pins lined up on the back side. Everything's been screwed in. No problems with the soldering point. Everything lines up pretty awesome. No real complaints there. Doesn't look like it's having any effect on anything. And now I get to put it all back together. Cool.